Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 297. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G Network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rutino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Dan, I got some news. My house is one step.
You finally got a little Samson.
Yes. You no. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you said you got news, and you didn't even tell me before we.
I got news.
I thought it was exciting. You got little Samson. You finally bought little Samson.
My house is.
And you found it at a Goodwill.
Yeah, right.
$5.
Oh my God! Imagine. No, you would know. You would know. I would ring that out through the heavens. My my house is one step closer to becoming the Terminator and melding with Skynet and taking over the world. Okay. And I feel good about that. I love.
Happy you contribute to the apocalypse happening.
Thank you. I do my part. I love smart home technology and all the stuff that's connected. I like being able to say the magic word, turn on whatever, or the magic word, this and that. I got just about everything I want in my house hooked up to either Alexa or my smartphone, and I've now taken it one step further and hooked it up to Home Assistant, which is a full-on operating system, home automation operating system. You get yourself, I got myself a Raspberry Pi with memory card, with Wi-Fi controller and all that, and you set it up, and you put the OS on there. And then you get a URL, right? You can go in your browser, you can access the machine, and you get a whole thing. And they help you set it up, kind of, all right? And it'll search for all your devices. It'll say, hey, we found all these integrations, right? We found your TV and your stereo system and your Xbox and your smart home lights and your vacuum and it kind of sets up the integrations, and then you build a dashboard. So I got a whole thing for it. It's great.
Wait, so it'll turn your Xbox on?
It can.
Wow.
There are ways to do that. Now I have the Harmony hub, which is where that's controlled through. But you can control Xbox without it. I believe it's got protocols to do that. So you can just say, magic word, turn on Xbox. That comes via the Amazon Echo integration thing, or you can just in the dashboard click a button and it'll turn on your Xbox, which will turn on my TV and then turn on the home theater system. So it's like it's a one click, everything on, and then I'm right into whatever game I'm trying to play. It's really cool. I love it. It's great. And I've gone down the rabbit hole. It's like I want more stuff now, and I want more integrations, and I want more automations.
And you should be mad. You should be mad at Xbox.
I should be mad at
Xbox On was awesome.
Oh my god.
Cortana, turn on. That was awesome. It would turn on like everything, my whole stereo system and everything. It was awesome.
Yep. And that was only possible. Well, I mean, it's possible for a number of reasons, but they rolled it out because every Xbox One, every beta machine had a Kinect. It had a microphone and it had a speaker and it had a camera lens, so you could do all that stuff. And then they stopped packing it in.
I never updated my beta machine. So technically, it's still
your beta machine can still do that. Well,
my beta machine can still do that. I think
if you're looking to play some Rise, Son of Rome, or Forza Motorsport 5, then there you go. You can relive the magic.
Yeah, man.
So
I loved it when I played. I thought Rome was underrated. It's I think this is like one of their best games. They need to bring that back. They need to bring back, make Rome 2.
Rome 2, Son of Rome, or Rome 2, son of a
bitch.
You know the thing that really gets me is they shouldn't have taken out that feature. They should have just let it sit. Just have it there because it was working.
It's like, why take it out?
Yeah.
For the people who want to use it, use it.
Right. The integration shouldn't break, and it shouldn't be that hard to support because millions of Americans still have, or at the time they had the Kinect with the Xbox. It was just kind of a thing. Like everybody had it. So I don't know, but I'm very excited.
So next you're gonna have it make dinner for you. You're gonna like Alexa. Make spaghetti, and they'll have the bowl of spaghetti and put the food in it for you. All right, come on. Like the Simpsons episode with Pierce Brosnan.
Oh my God, yeah, the automated house. That's right.
Yeah.
It's the Treehouse of Horror. Wow, that goes way back.
That's what you would want. I know that's what you want. That's what you would want.
Well, see, the problem with that, and I think Samsung is making inroads on this, is you need like an actual robot to do that stuff. They have coffee makers that are smart, but you have to pre-fill it ahead of time. So you have to do the prep work. It can't work on its own. There's no way to do that.
You gotta rip down all your cabinets and put up smart cabinets.
Oh my God.
Right next to the refrigerator, you gotta get a smart refrigerator, and a smart oven, and a smart microwave. It all works together.
That'd be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, it just goes down the pipe, right into the slides into the door. Right, there's already a plate in there, and it starts spinning the microwave. Speaking of smart stuff, on a tangential note, Walgreens. I stepped into a Walgreens, and
I'm happy you stepped into a Walgreens.
I did. Every one of the refrigerators, it had like an LCD screen or an LED screen on the outside, and it would tell you the category. There was like milk and juice and whatever. And then when you walked up to it, it would show you all of the items, where they would be located, and the prices for them. I was tripping out.
So you ever been to Stop and Shop? Like, I don't know where you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they got Stop and Shop. They got these machines that are just like going like on wheels. That are just going down the aisle.
I've seen the videos of those. Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll clean up the spills and all that. Like.
Yeah.
It's crazy when they start following you around though, and they're like, "Did you pay for those grapes?"
No, they don't do that. But I did.
Imagine
when they rolled them out. Like I want to say, like 2 years ago, like right before the zombie apocalypse happened.
Yeah.
All right, and I was in the supermarket, and it sort of failed. Like it just kept turning and turning and turning and turning. Yeah, and I was like, "Yep, Skynet's coming. It's coming.
Right?
It's learning how to walk right now."
Well, that's gonna be the plot of the next James Bond movie. They're gonna hack into all of the smart robots and then take over the world.
I thought that was the plot of iRobot.
Well, it certainly was. It certainly was.
Well, we were just talking about. All right, so we talk about machines making us food in the supermarket. I'm pretty starving. I didn't eat anything before we started recording, and I was actually looking online. So there are Sony-made products, food based on Sony IP. Only in Australia, though. Only in Australia. They have like 3 different restaurants that like perfect this one specific food for this one specific IP like theme. So they have like a The Last of Us Part 2 steak sandwich because Ellie is, tough and grit. Like a steak sandwich.
Okay.
Right. And they have like this pasta, because if you watch the video, it's funny because he's like, in Uncharted series, everybody has to work together, right? To, to find the treasure. That's like pasta. All the ingredients work together.
Okay.
And then, of course, they had to have a dessert, and they have like a Ratchet and Clank inspired parfait.
Oh, I love it. That's kind of awesome. So, only in Australia, only from these 3 specific restaurants. Each one does their own thing, and you can order that specific item.
Correct.
Interesting. So they kind of do that here. I forget what the term is for it, but YouTuber Mr. Beast, and there's a rapper who does it too. Juice WRLD, maybe? I'm not too sure of the rappers, but I know Mr. Beast does it, and you can get a Mr. Beast burger. But all it is really is it's an infrastructure where you can utilize pre-existing kitchens. So like an Applebee's or a Carrabba's Grill or whatever, and you can have them make your burger or menu, your limited menu, and, you can integrate it with DoorDash and Postmates and whatever, and they'll wrap it up in whatever packaging you want. You send them and like, here's our branding for it. But it's not consistent. It's just, they'll make a burger with cheese and whatever else. It's like kind of a thing. We kind of have that here. Not as cool as this. This is definitely pretty cool. I would order every one of these items and try it out. But only in Australia. Damn.
I want Microsoft to do the same thing.
I
want to have like a Marcus Phoenix like hoagie because he's tough and
big old Italian hoagie.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want a master chief French fries, right, with bacon and cheese or something like, or onion rings or something. I don't know. Give me something different. Give me something different.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. I mean, Nintendo has something like this already in the Nintendo. Into the Mario, like the Super Mario, like land and Universal.
Oh yeah. There's Mario, Luigi. I think there's a Yoshi thing and a Peach thing that you can get. Yeah, super cool. And you can only get them
burgers.
Yeah, and you can only get them at the theme park.
The park.
Yeah,
at the park.
Yeah. So. You get the little commemorative cup if you want. You make it a whole thing. Nice.
All right, Dave. We have an awesome show this week. We're going to talk about the GTA Trilogy physical edition being delayed. And we're going to talk about the U.S. government maybe stepping into combat scalpers. I told you so. I told you so. But before we get into any of that, let's begin the show with the Game Awards. If you listen to the show, the Game Awards is just 2 days away.
That's right.
Right? Now,
it's gonna be this Thursday.
I voted live. Because they have fan voting like 2 weeks ago. All right. But I just want to get into some of the things like you may want to see at the Game Awards. All right. Instead of the awards itself, the Game Awards has also been known to drop some, game announcements, which that's what most people actually watch it for. Right. Not just the awards. And, Jeff Keighley did say he has some big game announcements coming.
It's an event.
It's a game that.
It's an event.
Is it? It's a game that he's been trying, he's been looking forward to announcing for the last 2.5 years, right? So, and there is a rumor that NetherRealm may be having a new game announcement at the Game Awards, right? I think Mortal Kombat 12 is a little bit too soon.
Really?
Mortal Kombat 12 is a little bit too soon.
It's Mortal been like 11... 3 years since the game came out.
Yeah, but they support it, so. The game came out. The game came out the last time we went to. No. So the game came out in 2019, right? Or 20.
Okay. Right. Mortal Kombat 11. 2018, 2019. Yeah.
2018, 2019. Then it came out to the Switch like the following year. Right?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then, yeah, right, because we saw at PAX, right? Like we didn't wait online for it because it was like it's just Mortal Kombat on the Switch.
Exactly.
Right, and then a year later they had the all in where you have all the DLC characters, right? They released that last year where you can get all the DLC characters and stuff like this. So I think it's too soon for another Mortal Kombat game. They need some time to parse it out. So I think Injustice 3. If this is true, if the rumor is true, Injustice 3.
Well,
Injustice 3.
That's been like 5 years at least. 2015, 2016 since we had an Injustice, a DC, all-in game. And I would be 100% down with that because Injustice 1 and 2 were great. They were very good. And they had, a nice wide cast of characters. And WB needs to win right now because their movies are all over the place.
I would say we need to finish that story, right? Like the story of Superman is in prison. In prison, he can't be in prison forever. Come on, what are we gonna do?
They left it on a cliffhanger, huh? They're like, we need to leave the door open for a possible part 3.
Well, it's not really a cliffhanger. It was, he's captured, right? Like, and he's in prison. So what are you gonna do? What are we gonna, like, come on. He has to escape. He can't keep Superman in prison forever.
I'm assuming he was in a prison of kryptonite, yes?
Yes.
Batman. How else do you contain him? He's just going to bust
Batman.
out of anything but kryptonite. It's his one weakness.
So I'm thinking about that. We don't have any more Smash Brothers characters to reveal.
No, that's it. Unless Sakurai's like, nah, I'm just kidding. Here's season 3, which no, it's not going to happen. But
I'm thinking more so maybe we'll get like from Nintendo Metroid Prime Trilogy, right?
Oh my God, can we?
We
get that?
There's a rumor that it's not going to be the trilogy. It's going to be like a remake of the original Metroid Prime.
Well, that's a lot less to chew on because those games, even though they're like 20 years old now. Almost, well, the original was like 20 years old, or almost 20 years old. They're big, long adventure games. There is a lot to do in there. I would say that if they're going to do the trilogy, they're also going to show Metroid Prime 4. They're going to do both. Well, I mean, because we haven't heard anything in like 4 years, and everyone's getting antsy. Right? We knew that Bandai Namco dropped the ball and that Retro Studios had to come in and fix it. And they're like, this is top priority. You need to work on this, right? Which is bad because you would figure Bandai Namco, they're an accomplished studio, or Namco at least, and they'd be able to handle it. Nintendo was not happy with it. So, and I ultimately think it's a good sign, right? Because they understand what Metroid is and what it should be. And Metroid Dread was so great. Coming off the heels of that, here's the big new 3D version of it, right? Because the 2D version is its own thing, right? 3D version is completely different. So I don't know, but that is definitely a good prediction.
What do you want to see
besides the Metroid?
Besides Metroid,
well. We know there's a rumor out there. I think we talked about it last week about the Chrono Cross. I want the Chrono Cross remake announcement. I would want
at the Game Awards.
I would want a new Jet Set Radio announcement from Sega.
Oh, you're never gonna let that go. That's gonna be your prediction every year.
Come on, they keep. We're gonna put Beat in Sega All Stars Racing. We're gonna put him in Sega All Star Tennis. They just put him in Super Monkey Ball. It's like, come on. Seriously, there's only so much fan service you can put in there before people are like, who is this character again? I forget, right? That game was like 20 years old the last time they put out Jet Set Radio, and it was great. So that's what I want.
So I'm gonna say Perfect Dark is so early in development, I don't think we're gonna hear anything for another like 2 years.
Well, we got that trailer 2 years ago?
We got the trailer last year.
We got it last year. Jesus. Yeah.
I think it was last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see, I think Hellblade will be announced. Like, well, we'll see gameplay. I mean, it was already announced at the Game Awards 2 years ago.
That's right. with the big Xbox reveal announcement. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good prediction. Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe we'll see some Hellblade gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome because the first one was amazing. You know, it was a good game.
So okay, there we go. So we got Metroid Prime something, right? Mm-hmm. We know that Chrono Cross is rumored to be a PlayStation exclusive, right? So that's a PlayStation game, and then give me Hellblade. Then we hit all three. Yeah.
There you go.
Boom.
There you go. And the cherry on top, It Takes Two takes Game of the Year, and it'd be the best damn Game Award show ever.
So okay, so
Jeff
I know
Keighley would not be able to top himself.
I know that's what you want.
Uh-huh.
But Deathloop is going to take it. Deathloop.
I mean, I don't want
Deathloop. I don't want Deathloop to take it. I'm more of a Ratchet and Clank or Psychonauts 2.
Psychonauts 2 is strong. It has a very good narrative. It's good on the story. It's very woke. Is that a fair word to say about that game?
I wouldn't say the game is woke.
Well, I mean, it handles difficult material in a way that's respectful and fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that woke. I would say,
we
got to move past
to the.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. It is sensitive.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it woke.
Well, okay. It's not just kind of a run and gun, shoot everybody, blood flying out everywhere, Call of Duty style game.
Storyline. It has complex storylines.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of
they tell it. They tell it in a respectful, pretty damn good way.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah. So that's gonna be tough. Game of the Year is gonna be tough. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't bet on any of these because it's the Game Awards and anything can win.
Deathloop's gonna win.
Yeah.
Critics.
All right.
Critics have like their opinion holds more weight. Right, the Game Awards, and I think Deathloop came out of nowhere, and people sort of like that mechanic, and just count on Deathloop 2 being an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we got that. I want to transition to something just from a collector standpoint. I don't know how I feel about this. There's some guy that's collecting thousands of copies of Sneak King for the original Xbox/Xbox 360, because technically it was forwards compatible, right?
That's right. That's right.
And if you don't know what Sneak Kings is, Burger King years ago, during the beginning of the 360 era, released 3 games. It was Sneak King, Pocket Racer, and what was the third game?
Big Bumpin'.
Big Bumpin'. Right? He has thousands of copies of Sneak King.
That's right.
What on earth
does
he need that? Why does he need every like Sneak King copy ever? Is he trying to corner the market?
2,706 copies to be exact. It's a possibility. I just think it's funny because it's Burger King Xbox 360 video games that were exclusive to their Happy Meals. I mean, come on now. This is great.
I have all 3. I have all 3.
Same. So yeah, I mean, they're you're guaranteed to see them in every GameStop, even today. You will find a copy of one of those 3 games.
I beg to differ now.
Oh, they're all over the place. No. There is always one.
Today I beg to differ. If you were talking about 2 years ago, yes, but today, you'd be.
I'll find you want it. You want a copy of Sneak King? I'll find you a copy of Sneak King.
If you want to talk about lucky, you're lucky to see any 360 games in a GameStop. So I mean, they're running out of stock. They're not taking any trade-ins.
Right. So, yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I'm kind of confused. We don't know why the article on doesn't explain why he's doing it. That it's just the fact that
I don't think it's malicious because I looked this guy up a little bit. He's known as the Human Tackboard. He's been on America's Got Talent, and
for what?
For being the Human Tackboard. He legit does like I guess extreme stunts would be the word, and he came out shirtless and he was like dropping down and doing like, backdrops on tacks, right? Like, ECW style. That's his other thing that he does. So it feels in line, I'm going to do something real stupid and just get every copy of this, actually kind of fun game that kind of Burger King branded, right? You play as the king.
Pocket Racer. I think Pocket Racer was better, but
I mean, sure. They were all kind of fun,
I just, I don't know. I kind of get, I know it's funny, but I'm kind of rubbed the wrong way because I don't know why he's doing it.
Well, look, worst case scenario, our copy is now worth like $20. Sneaking has gone up in value because nobody else can get it.
Well, a lot of games are going up in value that are backwards compatible on the Xbox, where you have to have the disc for it to work,
right?
Because of licensing purposes, right? I think Spawn Wave on his second channel did a comparison that like 50-cent bulletproof for the 360 because you need the disc. It's not, it's not sold online. The game is over $100 now. All right.
Wow.
Complete.
Wow. 50-cent bulletproof. Who'd have thunk?
I have the game, but I have it for the PS3.
Not quite as good. Yeah, not quite as good.
I have it for the PS3, not the Xbox 360. So, but I can still play it on my PS3.
Right.
But,
right.
But you know what? Everything's going online. And if you like to play old school Nintendo games, specifically N64 games, you could play. You should subscribe to Nintendo expansion pack. You should. $50 a year. You know why? You just get a little bit of lag. A little bit. Just a little bit. It's not a lot. Not a lot.
I'm not going to do that.
Not a lot. Right? Well, they just made it even more enticing, Dave. You know why? Because next week, or I should say this week, when the show actually goes up, Paper Mario 64 will be available.
Wow. Classic.
See? They're already adding games. But there's no goddamn rewind feature for the N64 games. I don't know why.
I think that's the least of your problems, Dan. It's got way too much lag. They gotta fix.
I'll take the lag. I'll take the lag.
So
I didn't notice it though.
Never played any of the. You didn't notice it. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe it's not as bad as people say, but I mean, it is there. Never played any of the Paper Mario games. I know people love them. They're the spiritual successor to Super Mario RPG, but because Squaresoft was involved, they had to change the name and kick out all the characters. And this is a great addition. If they can fix the lag and make it better emulation, I would be inclined to get the service. But I'm a wait. Okay. Like this is definitely the game. This is the next game in line to do, right? Get the Smash Brothers, get the Paper Marios, the Wave Races, get all the games you can on there. And this is the one to put up next for sure.
Dave, as we always try to start the show but epically fail. What have you been playing?
Oh, Halo Infinite multiplayer, baby. Playing it last night. Played it the night before. It's great, even though it has issues with the progression. It's still good.
Progression, God forbid you want to play, with colors, different colors.
Oh my God, I know. They
I'll spot you $10. Don't worry.
Well, that's not even all of it. There's stuff outside of that you can only buy at the moment via real world money. So there's FaZe Clan sets and all your favorite streamers and esports teams have specific colors and color sets that you have to pay real world money for. I haven't seen a way to unlock it at all in the main progression set. So there's the battle pass. Well, there's entry level pay nothing. There's the battle pass, and then there's exclusive sets. And Microsoft said, or 343 Studios said, you'll be able to unlock everything just by playing the game. Ugh, it's terrible. It hurts, Dad. Okay. It hurts. So It's still fun though. The multiplayer is that solid that I'm willing to put up with all the other bullshit. So how about you? What have you been playing?
I started 12 minutes. Okay. And I think that's all I've played of it, about 12 minutes so far.
Literally played 12 minutes.
I've died twice.
Okay.
Right? So it's more of the gameplay itself is not exactly what I thought it would be. It's more of a point and click adventure type of thing, right? You don't actually control your character. You point and that's
and they go to the object. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the gameplay, I think, is the thing that's taken me out of it. Like I thought I can at least just control my guy.
Right. You could walk to the thing and then hit the A button. Yeah. Huh. Okay.
So it's not exactly what I want. Like just to give you an example, like you got to open the door, right? So you got to find the key. You find a key. It's in your inventory. You got to go into inventory and drag it to the door.
Oh yeah, that is
unlock it.
That is like old school Monkey Island style, right? Open your backpack, take out the item. Yeah.
I don't think I'm into that gameplay really, but the story's intriguing. Kind of. Yeah. I'm kind of intrigued. I want to know why I'm dying. I have no idea why. I don't know why he's killing me. I don't know why.
I hear it's a pretty wild story. Yeah, I hear it's a pretty wild story. So I have it downloaded. I just have to I gotta boot it up and try it out. Yeah.
And I've been playing Demon Slayer on my
nominated
Series X
for Fighting Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah, it is great.
Really?
It is. It is great. It's Japanese fighting game. I'm just gonna call it Demon Slayer. Can't pronounce the rest of the name. It's a great game, and it still has that same sort of art style as Guilty Gear Strive and
right. 3D
really
models that look 2D.
Yeah, I'm really digging it. My only thing is this, the story itself, like the cutscenes are just super long. They really get you entrenched in the story. I think I've watched more story than fighting, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's based off an anime, funny enough, which is
well, yeah. Well, that's yeah.
So the roots are there.
That's probably why.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'll have to check it out.
Right. So with that said, why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we're getting into the top gaming news of last week. And we're back. All right, Dave, let's get into the top gaming news of last week. Let's start with our lead story, and this is kind of sad, to be honest. Starting with sad stuff, but it's terrible. It's terrible. A teenager was shot while trying to sell a PS5 console. Now, this comes from ABC 13. I don't know what state this is in.
Harris County, Texas. Yeah.
All right, so this is in Texas. 19-year-old listed a PS5 console for sale on his online marketplace. When he went to go meet up with the person, the buyer pulled out a gun and attempted to rob the 19-year-old and ended up shooting him in the side. And there is a picture of the PS5 console, the massive PS5 console, in the dirt, or on the floor, in the grass with dirt all over it. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%. I mean, it's terrible on both sides, right? It's terrible if you were trying to buy one and you got into a situation. It's terrible if you're trying to sell one, make a little bit of money, and you get into a terrible situation, right? Usually it's a scam situation, or it's a hold up and then somebody takes it from you or whatnot, and it doesn't end in some sort of bloodshed and whatnot, right? This is, kind of the ultimate. As soon as you brandish a weapon, it gets kind of tough, you just kind of got to give it up, and you got to get yourself out of there, back out of the situation as best as possible. Your life is the most important thing. I mean,
I mean, you always said, if you're going to sell something, meet in a public place. but you used to, say meet at the police station, and
Yeah.
I don't think the police station...
Meet at the most safest place possible, right? Where there's cops hanging around, where if someone's going to act a fool, they have to be brain dead dumb to act a fool, right?
And some people are brain dead dumb, but
I mean, sure.
I would say, you know what? How about, because someone who grew up a cop's son, you don't want to inconvenience the police by being in front of this station.
Well,
making a
sure.
transaction. They could be bringing bad people in handcuffs through the,
Yeah, no. You don't want to get in the way of them doing their job, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I would say the safest bet is across the street from the police station. Right.
Yeah.
Do it across the street.
Yeah.
You can't park. Usually you can't park depending on where you are. I don't know how Texas is, but like over here, you can't like park directly across the street from the police station. They need that line of sight. So I would say across the street. And honestly, if you give the address, when that person gets there, if they're trying to do something, they'll see it's a police station anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Anybody who's doing this is going to be looking it up ahead of time, like guaranteed. Maybe they'll just look at the one address. Maybe they'll survey the scene and see what's around.
Oh, it's a laundromat. That's fine. I'm gonna go. And then you get there, and it's a police station right across the street.
Well, I mean, for me, the idea is to weed out the people who are trying to scam you, because if they see a police station around or whatever, it's like, no. If you can't go to a police station, do it in a public place. Go to a Starbucks, go to a whatever. Parking lot is okay, because there'll be a lot of people around, right? Do it during the day, afternoon.
Don't do a parking lot. I think,
I mean, at least there's people around, It's not the best thing, but, do it inside a business where you can sit down, and only give them as much information as they need. Here's where we're going to meet. Here's my first name, and that's it, right? Obviously, you're going to be communicating via email or phone, right? So you have to kind of give that out in a way. Maybe you can use a burner email or a burner number, right? That would be good, so they don't have any of your info if you're trying to get scammed. Buy it in cash. Right? Don't use any of the apps, because they can always just take your money and give you like a PS5 case with a brick inside. Right?
Well, okay. So I would say here's an ideal situation for a transaction, right? Safest thing possible for all parties involved. Plan to be at the cross street from police station during the day. Right, like in the middle of the day. You don't want to go at night. You don't want to go super early in the morning where, there aren't people around. I know it's you're in the police station, but there's probably not that many cops inside. Around those hours. So do it in the middle of the day, across the street. Right, check the box to make sure you're not getting a brick.
Oh yeah. Have them open the box, right? And if they don't want to open the box on you, you go. Look, do you want the money or not? Right. It's
pay cash. Pay cash and keep a safe distance away from each other. Sort of social distance transaction.
Yeah.
Because what I don't want is for someone to come up to me close and say, "Shut up, be quiet, and walk." Right.
And it's like, well, okay, it's over now. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Jesus.
Yeah. And then when you leave, especially the person that's selling and you gave the product and you took the money, call an Uber and have the Uber pick you up in front of the police station.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. So then they can't follow you and try and take the thing back after they get the money from you, because that's also a possibility too. And I guess it's even it's even important to if something feels off, it probably is. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? If you see a listing online. And then you're in contact with that person, and then you go back to the listing online and things have changed, like their contact info or their number, figure out where they're located. I know a lot of times people will put something up on Craigslist and say they're in your home state, And it turns out that, oh, well, I'm really in Delaware or I'm really in California, and give me your info, and then we'll coordinate all this stuff. And now they've got your info, which, they could use to hack into your accounts. And then the last thing that they're going to do is say, send me money over PayPal, friends and family, or Venmo me the money. And then that's it. And then it's, you're done and you have no legal recourse. Look, it happened to me. You remember, 2 years ago?
No, it was more than 2 years ago.
It was either 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it was like PAX 2017.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
It was PAX 2017.
Maybe. But there was a listing online, and they said they were in Boston, and they said they were close to Penny Arcade. I found that out after I was talking to them, but it was listed in Boston. And I said, oh, and they had a bunch of rare Nintendo games, Gilligan's Island and Mega Man 6, among others.
They had Batman, The Joker Returns. Right?
Yep, Batman Return to the Joker.
NES, inbox.
Yep. And I was talking to this dude and whatever else, and I really wanted the stuff, and the price was right. And
we were waiting in line to go into PAX, and you really were debating if you should pay him. And I said,
"That's right, that's right."
I was like, I don't know. I was
going to meet up with him and everything. And the three things I did wrong.
Only three?
Well, he said. Well, these are the three big ones. He said he would meet up at the convention, which for him, trying to scam is the smart thing to do, because then it potentially puts confidence in the person buying the stuff, saying, oh, they'll come by. And that should have been, okay, meet me here and I will pay you when I see all the games and I inspect all the games. But the next thing he said was, oh, pay friends and family on PayPal to this address, and that'll be that. And the reason they say friends and family is you can't dispute friends and family. And you had told me, whenever you buy stuff from somebody online and you don't know them and it's through PayPal, you always do the commercial option and pay whatever the fee is, right? Because there's a fee associated. So not that I didn't want to pay the fee, but I was just like, well, I don't know. I got lured into this thing or whatever. And then the second thing I did, which my mistake would have saved me, because I typed in the wrong email address, right? It was not the right email address. It didn't go through. And then the dude was like, because I told him, oh yeah, I know I sent the money. Let me know if you get it or whatever. And then he came back and he was legit screaming at me, like, and I should have just been like, nah, fuck you. We're done here. I understand what this is. And then I would have gotten out, and I would have been flush $200. Yeah. So, but I went back and fixed it, paid him, and then he hightailed it and ran.
Yep. I felt like it was 2017, because I'm still new to collecting and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And we're both new, right? And I could sort of wheel and deal when I'm in person, but the online stuff, I sort of kind of didn't want to really dabble in, because I didn't want to have to deal with any of this mess, right?
Yeah,
you were so excited.
I was
about the haul.
I was.
And I was kind of skeptical, so I'm like, I don't know, right? But I mean, hey, if you want to go for it, go for it. But I personally,
that's exactly what you said. Yeah, exactly what you said. I feel a little, I don't know about this. And even our friend Anthony was like, I don't know. He's like, maybe you guys were both like not 100% sure, but it could be awesome.
If it's true, you got the haul of the year.
Exactly. Right? And maybe it was just a dude trying to like whatever, but no, I mean, he was just trying to prey on people who were at a Penny Arcade.
Also never go alone, by the way. That's
right.
That's right. Always go with a friend. Mm-hmm. So you never want to just go, and especially if you're selling a high ticket item like a PS5, right, or an Xbox Series X, you don't want to go by yourself. Right. Always go with another person, even if the other person is across the street.
Yep. And here's
at the police station.
Yeah, here's the thing that would have sealed the deal for me, and I thought about it afterwards. So what I end up doing now for everything is I do a reverse Google image search on the images that they post. So you can, if you're on a web browser or whatever, you can right click in Google Chrome and do search image on Google, and it'll find all of the instances of the photo, right? And you can do it to every one of the photos. And if you see that photo posted all over the internet, then this is not legit, right? There should only be one or two listings, right? It should be from that person's listing, either on eBay or Craigslist or wherever they're trying to sell, Let Go or Mercari or whatever it is, and that should be it. You shouldn't see it multiple times because that means people are using the same photos and scamming. Also, have them send you another photo from another angle of the games, and they won't because they're trying to scam you. Or they'll try and find it online somewhere, and you won't be able to because it's a unique set of video games, right? Nobody's gonna have those games, those specific games, or say, hey, give me a photo of Gilligan's Island and Mega Man 6. Like, I just want to make sure, or whatever, and do it in a nice way. And it's a very easy request. If they want to sell this stuff, and they're like legit collectors or people that, they just want to sell it or whatever, they will totally do that. If you ask somebody, hey, can you open up the back of the cart? I have a screwdriver. Is that cool? I want to see what the inside board is. They will do that for you, right? Because they know that there's scammers out there, right? It's just kind of like, and if they don't do that and they get real cagey, then you walk away. It is not worth it. You are probably getting scammed. So.
Luckily, as of this recording, this 19-year-old kid is still alive.
He is.
He just got still alive. Got shot in the side. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always turn out that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, back in I don't remember. I think it was 2014, right, when the PS4 was hard to get. A person actually, was robbed and shot and actually died.
Oh, so that's right. That's right.
That sucks. That's like the worst case scenario and terrible. Again, the best case for everybody, meet across the street from, police station. Mm-hmm. Reiterate, don't go alone. Always go with a friend, even if you have the friend stand across the street.
Yeah. Have them be a lookout.
If you try to sell something, sort of do that social distance thing, right? Because, I don't trust
6 feet
people.
apart. Yeah.
I don't want you to come next to me and say, let's go walk, go for a walk, right? Mm-hmm. Be quiet. Right? No. There's the box in front of us. We always keep them in front of you. You can check it. I'm going to stay over here.
Yep.
Let me see the money. Mm-hmm. Right? And the only time we get close is when we exchange products. So, and then take an Uber, go across the street, take Uber in front of the police station. So that would be my advice to keep safe. And, again, my prayers go out to this kid. I hope he, right now he's good, and I hope he stays good and he recovers and he learns a lesson. Mm-hmm. So, but one thing that the report didn't say, I don't know what happened to the PS5.
Yeah,
it
right.
was on the floor in the dirt.
Yeah, it was on the side of the road, all kind of dirty. So I'm assuming there was a scuffle, right? And then something went down, the gunshot went off, guy got scared and ran. The guy who was trying to rob, and because ultimately, you want the PlayStation. You don't want to kill anybody, right? You just want the item, right? The gun is there to coerce somebody to give you the merchandise. So it definitely didn't go down the way that this dude wanted to. Good, because we can't be having that. Ugh.
All right. Well, we're in this mess in the first place because of scalpers online, bots. To be specific, okay? And the U.S. government, the Democratic Party in the U.S. government is pushing legislation to combat scalpers and bots. And I just want to tell you, Dave, I told you this was going to happen. I told you it wasn't going to help us. It's not going to help us now with the PS5 and Xbox Series X generation, but it'll help us for, the next Xbox and the PS6.
Sure.
Right? Or the next Switch that could be coming. There's always reports of a Switch Pro coming out every year.
Or as early as next year. This chip shortage isn't going away anytime soon. So the lack of stock is, I think, still going to be low for a while.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough to get.
So I think this is about time. Again, the wheels of justice, just because I work in a legal field, I know they move very slow. right? So this is not going to just, pass and take effect right away.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
But it would be nice to have, just everybody fairly go online and try to buy the product and not have to worry about bots buying it 2 seconds as soon as it goes live. Right? I don't know how this would work theoretically. I mean, you're the tech guy. You let me know how this would work, right?
I don't know how it would work. You're building out new technology to prevent scalping. But what I would think, so it's called the Stopping Grinch Bots Act, which is awesome. I definitely love that name. So it allows, I guess it gives companies more leeway to take action, I think is really what it is, right? You have legal recourse and companies would be able to do things
cancel orders.
Exactly. Now, one way you could do that is if you ever fill out a form online and you get hey, show me all the red stop signs, right? And you got to do the picture thing and whatnot. That's a situation where it will not always thwart bots, but it looks for human interaction. It checks the time to click. It checks if you're doing the thing correctly, right? Because bots are there just to read the code, figure out here's a field, here's a field. I'm gonna put all the info into these fields, so they try and obfuscate that. Sometimes they'll have like a honeypot, right? They'll have a hidden thing that says "Don't click me," right? It'll be an invisible checkbox or whatever. And if it's a dumb bot, it'll just go and try and fill everything out because it assumes everything needs to be required, and it'll just put in info until it's valid and then try and push it through. So like if you use like a Google reCAPTCHA, everyone's come across that stuff. That's kind of one way to do that. They may make it to where you need to fill out a CAPTCHA before you buy high ticket items or items that are hard to get or whatever. And maybe kind of the law states what those things would be. Or, there's some flexibility in saying, okay, government's going to put a edict out and say, PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're very hard to get. We're going to put these into the Stopping Grinch Bot Act as the items that need to have a CAPTCHA in front of them or whatnot. And then maybe on the back end, right, you can kind of see some metrics and whatnot. Things look shady. It meets a certain criteria, right? They're 80% confident it's a bot or 90% confident it's a bot. They're going to take away your order and then you won't get the item, Beyond, you can only buy one, right? One at a time and, limit how often you can buy these things and whatnot. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's something even more advanced that I don't know about, but I'm happy the first steps are there. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once it does take effect, then it's up to the retailers to do their job and make sure that it's a fair market. All right. So, and people get a chance to get these things, but hopefully it's not just online. They can have these things in stores, right? And it's a good sign that Black Friday came and stores had them. Limited stock, but they did have stock, right?
Yeah,
they had more than 3.
Yeah.
They had more than 3. I went to GameStop and they said they had like 12 plate PS5s in stock.
Nice.
So that's a good, and they had like drop, 10 Xbox. Yeah. So
damn,
that's a good. That's what I'm looking for. Like I'm looking for the stores that have it in stock that we don't even have to deal with bots in general.
Yeah, seriously.
Something that's not going to be in stores, at least when at least December 7th, will be GTA Trilogy, the physical edition, is actually being delayed until later in December, and the Switch version is being delayed until 2022.
Yeah. Rockstar's doing the right thing. I think Rockstar's doing the right thing because this was supposed to be the definitive edition, the ultimate way to play, and it was like the worst way to play. Like everything was wrong. It would be raining indoors, textures would be off, tons of spelling mistakes, the models look terrible. So I can only assume that they're holding it back to ensure that patches are either on the disc or ready to go for the physical version.
They gotta
when you pop the disc in.
They have to make sure, I mean, because this is the mobile version. I got to make sure the mobile version is all right for the physical edition for consoles.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? They built it off the iOS mobile version. We know that there's like controls hidden in the code to say, choose which way you want to play on your mobile phone. And it's like, do you want touch controls? It's like, why would I want touch controls? It's a home console version.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, like,
but I want to get this. I do, and I may end up getting the PS5 version or the Xbox Series X version. My only issue is I want it for the Switch, but I feel like when it comes out for the Switch at some point in 2022, it will be like, oh yeah, only San Andreas is going to be on the card, and you got to download the rest of them.
Well,
right?
That's what they were.
And I have the same issue with the PlayStation and Xbox, right? I want to make sure if I'm not buying this just to keep the box on the shelf. If the games aren't on the disc, I'm not getting it. At least they are for full price. We don't know that. Spiral, we thought Spiral would be on the disc, but only Spiral 1 is on the disc. Get a download Spiral 2 and 3.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna put them all on the disc because it's not.
And these games are bigger than Spiral.
They are.
Spiral 1 and 2 were PS1 games. Okay, significantly smaller games than the 3 GTA games that came out on the PS2 and the Xbox. And
yeah, I can guarantee the Switch version was just going to be one game, and then you download the rest,
or assets,
and then you have to get whatever is the rest of it. Since they're delaying the Switch version even further, because it was going to be late, but now it's even later, I feel like they may put everything on the cart. If the discs weren't gold yet, which is weird because I figured they would be gold, ready to go and all that. But if they're pushing it out further, maybe they're getting whatever the latest patch is on the disc, which would be great because then you could just kind of play it out of the box without downloading like a 30 gig patch or a 50 gig patch for the game. If that's not the case, then they're trying to get a big patch out for when the physical release launches so that when you boot the game up, it's like you need this patch. Okay, you got to wait an hour, you download it, and then you have the best experience before you start playing. It's one of those two scenarios. Because they already kind of shit the bed with the initial digital release, right? They pushed it out early, tried to get it out for the holidays, and it's not like anybody was like clamoring for it. I mean, they're like, yeah, this is great. This is cool. I want to play it, but you could have waited. You could have waited till mid-December, could have waited till January. People still would have bought it, It's a 20-year-old game, Dan. I mean, people could wait another couple months.
I'm still worried that all 3 games aren't going to be on a disc. And if they are, that's great,
right.
But I don't think they're going to be on the cart.
Anything's up for grabs.
I think they're going to be cheap and not put it on a cart. I mean, it's just, I think that's what they're going to do. I think Take-Two is going to take the cheap route and say, just download it. Right. Well, speaking of Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar, right? I know It Takes-Two is Dave's, or at least one of Dave's favorite game, right?
Hell yeah, it is.
Of 2021, and I know he hopes it takes the Game of the Year at the Game Awards. But looks like Take-Two Interactive has blocked a trademark for It Takes-Two.
Take-Two Interactive company has trademark blocked the video game It Takes-Two. Wow.
Correct.
Huh. So why? I mean, I have some theories, but why would they want to do something like that? Why would Take-Two want to prevent that?
Well, if It Takes-Two does get that trademark, right? It would prohibit other people from having a game with the name Takes-Two, right? Like
makes sense, right?
That that would prohibit that. I mean, there's no other Halo game, right? Or a game with Halo in it,
right? Yeah, because you would be sued by Microsoft 343 Studios or whatnot. Like they would come after you and say, "Nah, it's protected."
Right. Well, it would be Microsoft 343 Studios has the right to make the game because they're a first party studio, but Halo, like Microsoft can or Xbox can tell any studio to make Halo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they can have anybody do it. But so that's why they're blocking that trademark. You never know. Maybe Take-Two Interactive has a Take-Two game in the works at some point.
Huh. So the good news about this,
it would be like I don't know who owns NBA Jam.
But probably WB.
Take-Two Basketball, right? Take-Two Basketball or something along those lines, right? Where you play 2-on-2, right? I can see. I mean, Take-Two. It Takes Two or Take-Two is sort of a common thing, right? Where obviously it's from a video game standpoint, it gives you that multiplayer catch co-op or co-op, sort of gameplay, right? Just from the name. So I can see them trying to do that. I mean, a lot of companies try to stop. I mean, listen, Sony tried to trademark experience. Right, I think it was experience, right, for the PlayStation experience.
I think that's right.
I could be wrong about I could be wrong about the name, but the premise was Sony was trying to trademark a common word, right? So it couldn't be like an Xbox experience or a Nintendo experience because they had the claim to the experience, right? And that got blocked. Yeah,
so. That was a little too common of a thing. It's like, nah, you can't do that. It's like I'm gonna go ahead and trademark. I'm going to go ahead and trademark words, right? Nobody could say words anymore. It's like, it's too common.
Well, because we got PlayStation words. Can't have Xbox words.
No, that's right. That's right. So the good news out of this is that Take-Two isn't asking Hazelight or EA to change the name of the game. They're not asking for a share of the profits or asking them to stop selling the game. It's just that they don't have like the intellectual property to the name It Takes Two. So somebody else could make an It Takes Two game, possibly Take-Two or whoever else and whatnot. That's the only thing. And I guess it gives Take-Two more legal recourse, like they own that, right? They don't want somebody else getting into that space and confusing the matters, right? I mean, there is always the case of well, we're in the video games industry and this is a video game and people may get confused that, which is which, right? Oh, I want that Take-Two game. And then they get them Mafia for their kid for Christmas and it's like, not the game that I wanted.
So do you think, well, here's my confusion with EA and just like It Takes Two in that studio. Is it going to be It Takes Two 2? Coming out, right? Like I thought this would be sort of a one-off kind of game.
It would be It Takes Three, and it would be a 3 co-op situation. Because now the daughter would be involved.
No. Because then you can argue then It Takes Two. You have the trademark for It Takes Two, but not It Takes Three. So.
It's true. That's true because it wouldn't have any. It wouldn't have the two words "Take Two" in the actual title.
It Takes Two 2. Right.
Mm-hmm. It Takes Two TOO. Yeah.
Right. Now the parents want to make sure the grandparents stay together. I mean.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if we're going on past precedent, all of Hazelight or Joseph Fares's games are of the same style. They're co-op that can be played either single or co-op, couch co-op, or co-op online, and they're like Brothers, A Way Out, and now It Takes Two. So I don't think they'd be making a sequel to this game. It'll probably be another game with the same mechanics, just kind of iterating over the gameplay. So I think they may be okay. I don't necessarily think anybody's going to be making another game called It Takes Two anytime soon.
Yeah. No. And I don't think if they did in the next couple of years, it would eat at any profits of It Takes Two, the original. No, it's, everyone knows what it is. Well, speaking of PlayStation experience, speaking of experiences in PlayStation, there's a leak. There's an online leak of the Matrix Awakening, which is a PS5 exclusive and a PS5 experience online. Right?
Interesting.
Now, this could technically be shown at the Game Awards, right? because it is a leak, and the Matrix does come out December 22nd, right? By the way, I'm gonna try to rent out the movie theater, right, to see the Matrix. So you're welcome. You know, $20. Welcome to come.
I'll come through.
Right. You, Joe, Dana, you know, the rest of the crew. I'm trying to plan this out before Thanksgiving, before Christmas.
Before Thanksgiving, I think that ship has sailed.
Before Thanksgiving 2022.
Yes.
No. But I was disappointed when I saw this leak, and I'll tell you why. I wasn't disappointed because, you know, I hate leaks. I mean, leaks suck, right? People work hard to keep a tight lip on this because the video game industry is contingent on surprises. It's not like the movie industry where you know a movie is being shot, right? Like we know this is being shot. We just don't know who's in it, right? But we know Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie is coming out. Tobey Maguire said he's not in it, but we know that's a lie.
Come on, Toby's coming.
Oh yeah. Andrew Garfield said he's not in it. We know that's a lie.
No.
But yeah, that's a lie. But we know the movie's being shot. It's too big and open for people not to notice, like, oh, you're shooting this movie, right? But for video games, it is contingent on hype and surprise, right? Like, hey, we made this game, Fallout 4, and it's coming out this year, right? So that's what sorry, Jason Schreiber, I think you're dead wrong on this note. Like, it's not the movie industry. It's not the movie industry.
Hot take. Calling him out. Put him on blast.
Not the movie industry.
Put him on blast.
It's the video game industry. It is a different industry. Okay? Contingent on surprises. And I'm disappointed not because there's a leak of an experience. I'm disappointed for the experience itself. I want a good Matrix game. Like, full-fledged Matrix game.
Yes.
And if you're going to make an experience, make it a VR experience where I'm Neo and, I'm in the headset and I'm Neo and I could stop the bullets. Right?
Oh, my God.
Put my hands up and stop the bullets from coming.
Yeah.
Right. And make it to where it would be hard to do hand-to-hand combat, right? For the camera to keep track of your hand movements. Right. That would be a little bit difficult, but make it to where, I got to stop the bullets here, crash somebody over here or do something, and then they're pulling the guns up, so I got to be ready to stop the bullets, or I'm gonna get hit and lose some of my life bar, and then I get to fly as Superman. That's an easy thing to do, like in VR, right? And maybe you have to stop a car chase and save your friends, and you got to ground pound the correct car. Don't kill your friends. Right. So that's the type, if you're going to make an experience, that's what I would want. I don't think that's what this is.
No,
that's what I would want.
100%. 100%. They should do that. They still can do that. Right. Because, speaking of the movie industry and all that, and you tie that into video games, we were obsessed in the late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s with taking whatever the hot action movie is, or hot action movie, because they made an Aragon video game. They made a Ring of Fire, maybe, video game. They made video games for every damn low budget action movie that was in the theaters. All the Spider-Man games and the whatever. And they're all like, okay. At best, they're good. But they're okay. They spend a ton of money on the license. They have no time to put it together. Because it has to be out for when the movie launches. Otherwise, nobody's going to buy the game. But I would make the argument that The Matrix, it's now 20 some odd years later after the first Matrix, and we're coming back around again with a brand new Matrix movie. Right? People are excited. People will go and see this movie. It looks really cool. It take a year or two, 3 years, and then make that PSVR experience. Make the experience where you're the one in VR, stopping the bullets, doing the ninja kicks and all that, ground pounding. That's an experience that people would pay $60-$70 for, 100%. You do it right, there's your game.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I want it now. We got to make this happen, Dan.
I want it now, too. You know what else I want now? Actually, I don't want it now. But some people want it now. And that is a new PlayStation Now.
Oh,
I love that.
a new PlayStation Now.
Listen, I love that segue.
Uh-huh.
PlayStation is reportedly planning an Xbox Game Pass competitor with tiers for PS1, PS2, and PSP games. Now, I've said this, I want to say right before E3, that they're going to get rid of PlayStation Now or make it better. I think PlayStation Now, the name has so much baggage next to it that they'll just scrap it and go come up with a new name. It won't be PlayStation Now anymore.
It's confusing. I don't even know what that service offers anymore.
So, well, it's Gaikai. It's a streaming service, but you can download games. So it is technically similar. You can download games. But
Okay.
PS3 games, no, I don't think they're. No, PS3 games need to be streamed. So
Right.
Yeah. So here you would have 3 tiers to where it's like PlayStation Plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would get rid of PlayStation Plus, essentially the term PlayStation Plus, and have, or maybe this is a PlayStation Plus. Maybe they just coin it PlayStation Plus with the 3 tiers, which kind of makes sense because the logo,
Sure, it's extra
for the Plus. I know, but the logo for the Plus is genius. It's just a D-pad, right?
Yep.
Because it's the cross,
Yep.
which looks
Yep.
like a plus.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like PlayStation Plus Now or something. Maybe you combine it or something like that.
Sure.
Where the first tier could just be PlayStation Plus regular tier, right? And the second tier is PS4, PS5 games, and the third tier is PS4, PS5, PS1, PS2, PSP games. They did say that they are not going to do what Microsoft does and have first party games, date, the
Day
as
and
soon as they
date
come out
with the
day
launch.
and date.
Yeah.
Not going to be there.
Which that hurts.
They want you to
That
buy
hurts.
first party games.
I mean, of course. I mean, I get that, but that hurts. Being able to play the games sometimes earlier than the physical release, right, is amazing. When I get to play Forza day one, download it, or not even download it, have it ready to go. It's amazing. Half-Life, well, not Half-Life, Halo. Well, Halo's not necessarily part of Games Pass. You can just play that for free, but
I tell you this.
I tell you this. I mean,
I tell you this.
fantastic.
This is what Sony has over Xbox. Okay, Xbox, I think, had to do that to entice people to go back and play. To pay for the service. To where PlayStation has a legacy of games that people want to play. People actually, they want that marketplace to buy those games, to play those games, right? They want to play PS1 games. They want to play PS2 games.
Oh,
they
sure.
want to play PSP games, right? To where you could put it up there to supplement for not having, first party games when they first come, for the new generation when they first come out. Because that's what they have over Xbox is a legacy, right? They have a catalog of stuff, a huge catalog of stuff that Xbox doesn't have. So to supplement,
100%. Yeah.
To supplement for that, Xbox said, "We'll put the new stuff in."
Well,
because we don't have a legacy.
Well, if the tiers are what we think they're going to be, then that's the ultimate. You have to pay for that. So what are you getting with PS4, PS5 stuff? You're getting games that are 3 months old, 4 months old.
Probably.
I don't know. Do I get to play?
Probably.
I get to play Killzone Shadowfall on PS4 with this service, and that's it.
It should just be 2 tiers. The regular tier for PlayStation Plus users, and you have another tier where you could play the back catalog, right?
Right.
So,
that's what I would 100% be about this, right? All those PlayStation 1 expensive RPGs, all the weird fighting games, right? You can just go online and just play them with like cloud saves and all that, like
rewind feature.
Possibly, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
But you know what else will be awesome? Go ahead.
No. I mean, I was just gonna say like I'm glad that Sony is finally getting in the ring and putting up something that's competitive to Games Pass, because it will only make both services better, right? Because if Sony does something that Microsoft's not doing, you better believe that Microsoft is going to do it and make sure that their price is competitive so that, people are buying their service. Because if you have PlayStation and Xbox, do you think people are going to buy both buffet style services? Like, probably not. Yeah. I think they may go one or the other. Or it would be a way to entice somebody to buy that particular console. Oh, Xbox is great because it has this Game Pass service, or PlayStation is great because it has this new PlayStation Plus service, and I can just pay and not have to buy a game ever again because they have everything that I want on this service. That would be enticing. So,
but since Xbox already has Games Pass and they want everybody to log on, I think it would be awesome if Xbox had a handheld, and this may come to fruition. Xbox handheld console reportedly being considered by Microsoft because there are reports that they have a prototype that they've been experimenting with, and I am all for it. Yeah, I would buy it over the Steam Deck. I said it. Yes, I said it.
Says the man who was going to buy a Steam Deck.
Listen, the Steam Deck seemed cool. It does. I don't have a lot of trust in Valve as far as hardware. Look at the Steam boxes, right? They made their own Steam box and they license it out to third parties to make their own Steam boxes and the Steam controller. And none of those things are still alive today.
They had some issues with it, sure. There's a reason they're not around anymore. But counterpoint, their VR headsets are top notch.
That's true.
VR headsets are top notch.
I have more faith in Microsoft. A Microsoft handheld that's sort of a Games Pass, or xCloud console.
So
Steam.
I can guarantee you this is not going to be a Switch with physical media that you can just buy carts and it's gonna tie into xCloud. It's gonna tie into Games Pass. You can download stuff and whatnot, and it'll scale, I guess, according to the hardware. Because a lot of their games do that already. They scale down to the Xbox One level to be able to play those games cross compatibly. So maybe that's it. That could be kind of cool.
I'm all for it.
That could be kind of cool. There would be something kind of neat about playing Halo in the park, right, on whatever the public Wi-Fi is, and playing a multiplayer match. That could be like kind of cool. But I don't know. I don't know.
You would still get your ass handed to you to people on PC.
No. Oh well, PC players, sure. Yeah. PC players have the advantage. But now I'm actually good at Halo. Like Gears, not so much. Terrible at Gears. I'm good at Halo. But man,
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, there were reports that they were R&D-ing a handheld back in the original Xbox days, right? But they scrapped that to focus more on the online stuff for the 360.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were trying to partner with Gizmondo, if you remember that way back when.
Yeah, I remember Gizmondo.
Oh, that is a story. You want to look up some weird shit? Look up the story of Gizmondo. That is a wild handheld console.
I would love for this to come to fruition, but sadly, I just don't think this is gonna be real. I don't think they're gonna do it, unfortunately.
Definitely not in the way that we would think a handheld console would be. But I also agree with you. I don't necessarily think they're always rumored to be working on something.
So that's it. That's it for the news. Dave, got any cool weekend plans?
Cool weekend plans. I gotta get myself a haircut done. You see this? See this mane right here? It's getting a little unruly. Right? I'm trying to tamp it down, but
can't tell the difference. You know what? You should shave the beard and go bald again.
Oh God, no.
Shave the beard, and just go bald.
No. I'm not trying to be Walter White again.
You know what? You know what you should do? You know what you should get a mohawk.
I mean, mohawks are out of style right now, though. No.
So bring them back. Are you a trendsetter?
I will bring them back.
Are you a trendsetter or a trend follower?
I am a man who needs a haircut. That's all I know.
I say go
What
mohawk.
are you doing this weekend, Dad, besides not getting a haircut? Because You keep it clean.
I'm
you
shaved.
Keep it clean.
I'm shaved.
Mm-hmm. Keep it.
I'm gonna probably jump into some 12 minutes and try to hit up a couple of GameStops to see if there's any more sales I can get. Right? See what's out there.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
That's really a low key weekend.
I love it. Well, all right, folks. That is episode 297 in the books. And we want to thank you guys for listening to the show and liking, commenting, and doing all the good stuff that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Tell us where the good finds are, right? Tell us where the good retro games are. Tell us where the good deals are, because we want to hear it. Also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. Check out all the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.